So, my name is Mary Githinji from St. Paul's University in the School of Business and Leadership Studies, and I'm also under the Department of Business. My area of specialty is finance, and especially financial institutions and markets. So, now we're going to talk about the sources of finance. Where do I get money for my business? Now, every person who has a business needs to know where to get money to source to help in the activities of the institution. Whichever small business, whether you're a small business or a big corporate, you need to understand the sources of finance. We have internal sources of finance, whereby you get money from within the company. We have external sources of finance, where we get money from external sources. And for example, you can get money from loans or selling of bonds or financial instruments such as a commercial paper. You can also sell stocks, or what we call shares, and this is getting money from the public using equity financing. We also have other alternative sources of financing, such as crowd financing and venture capital, and there are different advantages and disadvantages of this kind of financing, which we will talk about in a bit. We also have government and institutional sources of financing. For example, the Kenyan government has been getting grants, maybe to do a lot of development in the country, or you could also get subsidies. Subsidies is you're paying less than the actual price for you to get cushioned against external prices. We call that, market prices, and this we call them the subsidies. So these are all sources of finance. So why is it important for us to understand sources of finance? Because all these kinds of finances have their advantages and disadvantages. Let me give an example of internal sources of financing. Where do you get money? You can get it from yourself, or the business can also retain profits. You can also get people who are just happy to just give you the money, maybe relatives, etc. Those are internal sources of financing, and they are good because at the end of the day you don't have to pay interest and all those kind of things. So it is a cheaper way of getting money. External sources of financing. If you're getting money from external sources, for example loans, you should factor in the rate of interest. For example, if the rate of interest is 16% and your business returns are 20%, what you'll find yourself having is only a margin of 4%. So you need to understand all these things, the risks and returns of the kind of financing that you're getting yourself into. These days we also have people who are called angel financiers. They like your idea. They would like to finance that idea, and they come in as angel financiers. The good thing about angel financiers, they do not actually require very high rates of return. And there are very little high return rates, or none at all. So you find that you need to understand the kind of financing, or why you're getting into those kind of arrangements, where and is your business able to pay, and what you're going to do with the money that you're going to get from these sources of finance. There is also something else that is coming up that is called the blended finance, whereby we have different people with different objectives coming to finance a certain project. Mostly you find governments providing housing, maybe land, and then a non-governmental institutions funds maybe the building of houses for them to come up with something called housing for the people, or what we're calling housing, the housing financing. So you find that a project has already been done. Thank you. Those are the different types of finances.